What's going on, my great bros from around the world? It's Tape Egg here with another quick video. This is a different video I'm doing on another vineyard that I'm working on right now. Right now it's pruning season 2021. Here's some of these vines that I just finished. 2 rows. It's about 16 acres, 4 acres each block. So here's some of these actually vines that are well done, that me personally I did myself. Had about 7 years working on this vineyard, trying to get everything back in shape. So you notice how I left all my spurs, a hand space right here, hand space over here, and then you got your spurs, two buttons, depending on the spur, how thick it is, that's how many buttons you leave. Sometimes if it's smaller than your pinky, or thinner than your pinky I should say, then you should leave one button. I'm just gonna clear this right here real quick. There we go. Always make a clean pruning. Take everything that is on the main stalk of these where the spurs coming out. You don't want anything, unless if, let's say, this is going too high every year. Sometimes some just keep going up and up. Then make sure you can leave a option, kind of like over here where I left on the bottom. I'm gonna regrow one of these just in case this one keeps going further up. I don't want it too high either, and I don't want it too low. But if it's too high, there's options like these ones right here that you can leave. Actually, you should leave it one button right there. This next is gonna give you my option to regrow a new cordon with good quality wood, and then once this one's ready, I just cut off right here. Boom. The same over here on this one. I didn't have the option really on this one to leave one. So what I'm gonna do when I come do the shoot thinning, I'll choose one of the best shoots that's coming out from the bottom. You have to know where you want it. Notice it's coming from over here, so kind of I will leave it from this side. That way when it grows, I will train it. Once it's already trained, and I'll go ahead and cut this one down, and we keep it at the same level. Notice the wire right here. It's nice and firm. Then you got the trellis, or the other two wires on the top in the middle, and then you got these ones over here. That's all you need. So we just keep walking forward and see how everything's going. It's very important to do your shoot thinning on time once it starts, because otherwise you'll have troubles when you do the pruning. And you'll be cutting a lot of wood if you don't do the shoot thinning on time. Make sure you when you finish, go back and just give it a little second look, see if you missed something out there. And this is how they'll be looking. This one right here, the arm died. Sometimes the wood itself cracks, and water gets in there, it dies. So what I do, basically, once the rains are over, what I'll do, I will cut this one right here, and then I'll have a new shoot coming down from the bottom, and I'll train it, and I'll top it, and I'll throw it into the onto this wire again, and do another arm. Sometimes it happens. I'll give you an example. This one's actually an arm that I just started training since maybe I want to say a year ago or two, and now look, it's getting nice and thick with bark. It's maturing, has its spurs separated. Some people like doing a hand and a thumb space. I just do a hand. It works perfect for me. So this is right now pruning season. The buds have not yet pushed at all. In my personal opinion, I do not like pruning when buds are pushing, just for various of things or issues that I notice happens when you're doing that type of pruning. So I'll explain why I don't prune right when the buds are pushing. And example number one is, when that happens, you cannot prune that fast no more. You have to go really slow, because the reason is when the button, right now the button is dormant, it's sleeping. So if I were to hit it with my finger, it won't fall anything, it's not tender. But once it's already pushed out, what happens is that when you're pruning and you're putting down your canes, you have to go really slow, because once it's out there and then the cane hits it, or even your pruners by accident, and you hit it, the button falls off. You see, you notice it won't even fall off right now. I'm hitting it and it's not falling off because right now it's inside, it's not open, you know, it's not awakened. But once it's awakened, it's really tender, so it makes the pruning a little bit harder and slower. And these things, as soon as they start pushing, they're growing, and they're letting you know that they don't even want to be wet. At this point, even if the sap, because the wounds will have a little bit of sap or what they call whipping, that little water leaks out. It's gonna come out. It's gonna leak for maybe a week or so, depending on how juicy is the vine inside itself. When it does that, it's fine at this point, you know, nothing happens. But when the buds are pushing and then you're doing the pruning that late, the sap will hit the bun and then the sap will rot in the bun, and that's another problem that you'll have, and then you'll lose your fruit for that year. And so I recommend you to start your pruning as soon as possible. You know, do it on time. Don't slack on it, because there will be a lot of issues, and then it will not be good. So here's some of these vines that this is the other row I'm gonna start. This is my third row. This is, like I said, this is 16 acres I do myself of pruning. I have everything dialed right where I want it, so it's easy for me to come in and prune. And on my other videos, on other vineyards that I've been working, I'm trying to do the same, you know, bring them up to the wire, which is about my waistline. You don't want it over here on the bottom. It's almost about a knee high or even lower. That's not good. You always want to keep everything clean on the bottom. Everything. Make sure all these come off. You don't want none of these stuff in there, unless you have to renew a new vine, a new arm. Then go ahead and leave one or two. Give yourself some options. And that's how it goes. So I will make a video right now in a few minutes, and I'll put another one of how to do the pruning and see how everything goes. Hopefully everybody likes this video. I'll catch you on the next one.